The room is relationships. The room is you and me and everyone in America.
What are you talking about?
The room is different cookie cutter from Hollywood.
Yeah, man, you never know. People are very strange these days.
What's going on?
Welcome to The Room Minute,
the podcast where we get obsessed with the cinematic classic The Room.
1 minute at a time.
You have no idea what kind of trouble you're in here, do you?
Why are you so hysterical?
We always wanted people actually talk about it.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Allison.
Oh, hi, Rob.
Oh, hi, listeners. We're here to talk about Minute 18, our second sex scene in under 20 minutes. Yay, us.
Yay!
And more to come. We continue with Lisa and Mark kissing. Then Lisa gets Mark over to the stairs. And, well, if you want details, I got them, but they basically, they're going to have some stairs. Oh, hi, Murren.
Hi, I baked a cake. Do you want some?
Yes.
Oh,
sure.
Great.
It'll go great with the song You're My Rose, performed by Kitra Williams.
Oh, yes. Love that song. Yeah. I ordered a pizza, too. We can have pizza and cake. Thought ahead, already ordered it.
I already ordered a pizza.
You know.
You think of everything.
You think about everything.
Now,
does it have pineapple on it?
Cake does.
Okay, never mind the pizza. That's not here yet. They're going to have sex on the stairs. Here's the important question. How's your sex life, Murren?
Oh, I had to know that was coming at some point. I can't talk about it. Sorry.
Has it ever involved the stairs?
That's involved the stairs. I don't think I've ever had stairs sex. I'm trying to remember, but I think I would remember more clearly if I had. It's never. I'm all about the comfort.
Yeah.
Simple creature comfort. I want to be comfortable, and the stairs just aren't comfortable. It's just it might look cool on in your softcore Cinemax movies, but in real life, it's just kind of you're gonna have a crick in your back after that. I don't want that.
Especially on these stairs, because it's a little spiral staircase.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Now, for movies with sex scenes on stairs, I could only think of 3.5. There's one in A History of Violence.
That's the one I thought of.
Viggo Mortensen and Maria Bello. Very rough. Compared to an earlier scene with the same couple, it's kind of setting up the difference in their relationship, so it works really well. But the point is, it's not a comfortable sex scene with the stairs. The Thomas Crown Affair with Rene Russo and Pierce Brosnan, which has some really weird cutaways to statues, and I think lame music, but the scene still works really well. And one I rather like, Go. Timothy Olyphant and Katie Holmes have sex on the stairs.
I have not seen that one.
But that was all I could think of. Oh, you haven't seen Go? That's a great movie.
Check it out.
It's Doug Liman, like his first big movie.
Oh.
And it's basically the same night of these teenagers trying to buy and sell drugs, but it's told from 3 different perspectives because they're trying to go over each other because they get separated. Weird things happen.
Cool. So young Timothy Olyphant and Katie Holmes.
Yeah. Oh, compared to like the Deadwood movie that was just on HBO, he'd now be his father.
He's been around.
And this is Katie Holmes when she was still on Dawson's Creek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then my half of a movie, Viggo Mortensen again, has sex next to the stairs with Diane Lane in Unfaithful. But they never actually get onto the stairs. They stay standing.
Adjacent to the stairs.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an awkward transition. I mean, a movie full of awkward transitions, but this one, the music, the score, composed by Miladin Milicevic, it kind of has a nice, it goes a little bit darker. And it's like, oh, this isn't good. What's happening? This is Mark is falling into her trap, and it's going to have consequences. But then it just immediately cuts to You're My Rose, which is just like this. Oh, now we're just having a sultry scene. It's very weird, and it gives me whiplash.
Yeah, because the song is definitely the opposite feel.
Yeah,
it's like this is a nice romantic scene, and you get close-ups on them, and she's pushing his shirt off, and then mistake when his shirt's still on his shoulder, and then she pushes it off again, and it's like lots of close-ups. It's nice. I don't know.
Lots of playing with clothes, but not quite taking them off yet.
Right.
I think Tommy Wiseau. So there's these sex scenes that go on, and they plays like they're just in a softcore movie all of a sudden, Do you think that he thought that was like? Did he think that's what a sex scene was supposed to be in a movie, or did he want to do something? Or was he like intentionally like, oh, I want to make these kind of a little bonus for the guy, guys who want to get a little bit horn on for when they're watching the movie, like just a little bit a different feel. I don't quite know.
I would think it's what he wanted, and these were filmed. I don't know when this one was filmed. I don't think it was filmed on that same final day as the ones with Johnny and Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually curious now. I gotta double check Sandy Schklair's book and see if he directed this one or if Tommy did. Because Tommy's in the bed are definitely that. He wants a certain weird soft core feel out of it. This scene, it doesn't fit, but if it's Sandy Schklair, I think it would fit. Because he didn't like Tommy.
It seems like he wouldn't have made that choice, but this one is less uncomfortable than the other one. Slightly.
Well, Sandy Schklair made a point, or claims in his book, yes, they directed The Room, that he purposely would make the worst choice on a regular basis because he realized how horrible the script was.
He was like, there's no way to make this good, so might as well just lean into it. That makes sense.
Right. So the only thing he really did to improve things, well, he did two things. He often would rewrite dialogue slightly for the actors. The dialogue we get is the improved version a lot of the time. And he quit before filming the explicit sex on the last day. So he wasn't there for that. Those were the things he did to make the film better, because he didn't like Tommy and the way he treated people on set, or specifically how he treated Juliet Danielle, where the first time they filmed a kiss, Sandy Schklair got mad at him and yelled at him. He's like, if I see your tongue again, I don't remember what his threat was. Do you think it was kill him?
Oh, God.
If he saw his tongue again?
It gives me the shakes. It's kind of a gross guy. Tell me why so, that is.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, so now there's this recent development. I don't know how recent. I'm not sure of the history, but there are intimacy directors now for a lot of films and theater, and how it's very much about making everyone feel comfortable about what's happening on both sides, and also giving it a nice sort of dramatic dynamic, and working with the characters on how they would do it. I could have used that for this for sure.
Hindsight.
Yeah, they just sort of set it up in a really, just make it as easy as possible. I'm doing a play right now where we have an intimacy and fight director. They're actually the same person. It's, in Portland, there's someone who's sort of made that their focus, and it's cool to have that.
I found the description from Sandy Schklair. It says, 3 days into the project, I received serious insight into Tommy's unique approach to sex during the drunk pizza eating I staged on the couch. When I asked Tommy to lean over and gently kiss Lisa on the cheek, and then he's got a lot of writing here because he's trying to avoid describing it. He says, I saw enough of Tommy's tongue to last me several lifetimes.
No.
I believe I said something like, dude, the next time I see your tongue on camera, I'm going to chop it off.
Yeah.
And in bold, he puts in the paragraph, the writing was on the wall, no love scenes with Tommy without rules and boundaries. I will not direct pornography.
Yeah, it's not good. You don't want to do something unexpected in that kind of scene.
Well, so that's why I'm wondering if maybe Sandy directed this scene, and that's why it's
a little bit more tasteful.
Tasteful and inappropriately romantic, but tasteful.
It looks. I would say they definitely Juliet Danielle and Greg Sestero look a little more comfortable.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to assume that he was the one who did this.
Yeah, you don't have Tommy Wiseau walking around the set naked for this scene, because that would be weird. He's not in this scene.
It is always a little gross to see a lot of tongue on film, but sometimes that's what you want, I guess. Like for certain films, I think of there's a really gross sex scene in Blue Steel between Clancy Brown and Jamie Lee Curtis. I think he licks her belly or something, and it's horrible, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the scene.
But in this, I think Tommy Wiseau was probably trying to no, this should be a sexy scene. And that's what he does.
I just imagine Tommy directing behind the scenes and the Family Guy scene where Peter's naked on the scooter and he's like,
we're going to need a few things for this class. An eagerness to learn, a thirst for knowledge. But one thing we won't need is this. That's right. I know you're all used to teachers wearing tuxedos and Dracula capes, but not this one. There will be no pretense in this classroom. There will only be open minds and new horizons. Get ready for adventure. I know some teachers think class should be an exercise in structure, but not Mr. Griffin. This is what my class will be. Learn with me. Let's teach each other.
Yay, learning!
This is how I will teach my class.
Chris, A. Meg, F.
And Tommy's like running around naked on a scooter.
For every scene, not just the sex scene.
Example.
That's how he directs.
That's why his costumes are always like barely fitting, because he put them on right as the camera is on him. In my notes I put that in addition to the weird cuts with her playing with his shirt, then just as the chorus kicks in at the end of this minute, she's ignoring the shirt completely. So
I like all the weird, like, what is clearly ADR sighing that is going over the music as well. Just kind of going, It's like, well, we need to have some more of that in this, just so we understand that they're turned on.
yeah, you gotta record that special.
It always makes me laugh to imagine people like going in after the, okay, we have to watch this scene now, I have to sort of do some vocals over this, and just like sighing into the microphone in this like studio.
The worst day of ADR ever.
Probably wasn't even them though, right?
Yeah, he gets
like, I mean, maybe, but it's probably just like some
voice doubles.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Whoever the first assistant was.
Tommy probably would have demanded it be them.
Or, yeah, I probably would have.
I mean, he made all the actors stay on, like, around the set at all times in case he needed them.
And he could pay them,
Probably.
so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I did have another note, and maybe I'll share one more detail of my sex life. Just a little tidbit. She does kiss his beard a little bit, and that really yucks me out. I mean, he has a great beard. It looks great, but if there's one thing I cannot handle, it's like getting hair in my mouth. So I don't understand that motive, that why she would want to do that.
She's obsessed with that beard because Johnny doesn't have one.
That's probably it.
More the symbolism.
She's bored of the clean shavenness.
Exactly. If Tommy would just grow a beard, it'd all be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine.
The whole thing's kind of cringe.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and to cringe a little more, we'll get to notes from a midnight screening. More kissing, so more eating. The om. And then the audience will chant, sex scene 2, sex scene 2. And once they're on the stairs, someone will point out that they dented the fucking rail, because there's a dent in the railing. Although it's already there.
It's like the dent in the rail, the room is taking on. It's like when the room is sort of taking on the conflict that's happening with the characters. It's being affected. It's a living organism.
Yeah, that dent is the dent in Lisa and Johnny's relationship. See, it's a metaphor.
It's the dent in Tommy's heart.
Yeah.
And just like the previous sex scene, the audience will attempt to clap along to the music and fail. Now, Murren, it is Friday. Do you have a bad movie to tell us about?
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Bad movie of the week.
Yes, I do. I'm really happy you have this as part as a segment on the show. I definitely love talking about bad movies and watching them, and I had to pick this one. It's a movie that I do own on DVD. It's called Gymkata. I think it's gained some notoriety from Alamo Drafthouse. Perhaps they've probably done screenings of it at this point. It's wonderful. It stars a world champion gymnast, Kurt Thomas, from the 1985. Not an actor, very clearly not an actor. But someone thought it would be a good idea to put him in an action movie, and sort of creating Gymkata, which is the kill. It's the kill of karate and the thrill of gymnastics put in together. Which for him is basically like he does gymnastics and then people get in the way of his feet.
Yeah,
he doesn't really ever do karate. But it's a wonderful movie. I've watched it several times. It starts off being kind of like a straightforward, like, oh, this is a cheesy kind of martial arts, but not even martial arts movie. But then in the second half, there's the game, and the game takes place in a fictional Middle Eastern country called Parmistan, and he has to go play the game to get he's working for the United States government at this point, and he has to do that so that the country will give the government permission to have a base there or something. It's completely ridiculous. I highly recommend it. I also recommend checking out the trailer for Gymkata, which is about a minute long on YouTube. It's the greatest film trailer ever made. And it has this great voiceover of this guy talking about like Gymkata. When the combustion meets an explosion, you get Gymkata.
When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion, and a new kind of martial arts superhero is born. Gymkata.
And it's fantastic.
And I loved this movie when I was a kid.
Awesome.
It is so cheesy, and it's kind of boring in the middle, rewatching it now. But the beginning, when he's running around the city and there's just randomly a pole for him to do some gymnastics tricks on. It's perfect.
And a pommel horse later. There's a pommel horse in the middle of a square. Like,
yeah, a pommel horse in the middle of the square. But the cool thing is, I learned, like, watching it again recently and looking up some stuff to talk about it here, the move he does on the pommel horse is a move that was named after him.
Oh, that's great.
It's the Thomas Flair, the thing where they kick their legs up and twirl around, is named after him.
Good job for Tom.
I don't know what they did on the pommel horse before that, but yeah. See, it's made to kick people. They just didn't realize it.
A great gymnast, not a great actor, but
no.
to my entertainment.
And it has cheesy romance out of nowhere.
Yeah, my favorite, one of my favorite bits is in the beginning with the princess where she won't talk to him and he has to do like the backflips and like pretends to like do her voice.
Oh yeah.
That's very cringe, but in a very entertaining way.
There's a great moment. This is another bad movie they've watched on Best of the Worst, and they talk about that scene. They're like, wait, is this supposed to be charming?
I think so. It's so weird.
But then later she just does randomly just start talking to him for no reason when she's been deliberately being quiet for like half an hour of the movie. It's a great movie, listeners. And you should watch it at least once in your life.
Yes. I've talked about it, and the trailer too. You should definitely check that out, and it'll make you want to watch the movie. Lately I've been putting together, I'm an actor and a voice actor. I'm starting to get into voice acting, and I've wanted to put together voiceover reels. I've wanted to do just the voiceover for that trailer and do my interpretation of it and have that be something on my reel. I haven't done it yet, but
nice.
I'll have to now I got to get on it now that I've talked about it.
If you record it sometime soon, we'll stick it on here too.
Yeah, that'll be my motivation. I'll get that done.
I love that even in the movie, part of the game is really dumb. It's like, we're going to climb across ropes and have ninjas shoot at you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't dodge that if you're hanging on a rope.
No, it's definitely, the game doesn't make any sense. And then you have to go through the village of the crazies.
Yeah. Which is a great location.
Yeah.
But, and then you have the leader of Parmistan feels like he's out of a comedy.
He looks like Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
It looks like, he's just using a different name for this movie. You think it's him. It talks like him. It's so bizarre.
But then that's just the guy that they cast. Okay. Now that's another week of the Room Minute. Murren, one more time. Where can the listeners hear more of you?
You've probably heard this in the last couple of minutes, unless you're listening to this out of order, which, maybe you are. Point Break Minute, done with it. Check it out. All 122 episodes. And then soon to be coming is The Cast and the Furious with Jonathan Howell from Minute Impossible, which I'm really looking forward to getting on that.
So it's nothing wrong when people make fun of the project, in this case, The Room.
The Room Minute is a production of Lemming Drops Studio. You can find more content at lemmingdrops.com.
Follow The Room Minute on all the obvious social media. If you've got any stupid comments after the show,
you can leave them in your pocket on Facebook. If you like what you hear, throw us a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice. Thank you for listening, and remember, if a lot of people loved each other, the world would be a better place to live.
Leave us!